In this video, we're going to be going over how to heat press athletic polo workwear. Alright, so to get started, we've got our transfers and we've got our pink polo here. Now, a couple of very important tools you're going to need here is pads or press pillows. Now, these were custom cut from a much larger pad, and what these are used is to raise the print areas for, say, for example, for when we're going to do the left chest and right chest, which is what we'll start with. You're going to have to raise it to be higher than the button, because if you press this and it makes contact with the heat under the heat press, there's massive risk of you melting the buttons and ultimately ruining the garment, and that's what you don't want. That is why we're using Low Melt Blocker for this one. All right, so first, before we get started and load our garment, what we're going to do is essentially set our pressure for how we're going to do each of our placements. Now, what I like to do is make sure that you always have kind of like a neutral over here, and what this does is when you're lifting one area, it makes sure you press the entire area completely and not just like the press isn't lopsided and giving it an uneven press. So all right, so what we're going to do is we'll set the pressure with that first. So we have, so as always, just until you can't close it, and then loosen it just a tiny bit and you should be good. So now we can load our shirt. Now that we've set that pressure. All right, so now we've got our shirt here. And now let's go ahead and undo our buttons so we can get our print areas ready. Okay, now for a specific garment like this, we have two placements on the same side, one being left chest and one being right chest. Generally, since you're raising above the button, you can only do one at a time, so you can use heat tape to hold your transfers in place, and that's what I'm going to do for you guys right now. So here's our right chest, and then we have our left chest here. So yeah, it's already unbuttoned, so you can just go ahead and lay that back over. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your placements just right, and you can use heat tape to tape them down in place. Line them up and make sure that they're nice and even. Now, once you set your placements with these, something that'll really help with the bulk job is if you use laser alignment tools. And what that's going to do is once you set this, what you can do is set your lasers to line it up every time. That way you don't always have to be fiddling with it and overall taking much longer in the production time. Set it up once, set your lasers, and then you can just blast through your job. So now, we'll go ahead and tape them down. And while I am lining it up, generally, you want it to have equal space on either side and not be too high. You don't want the collar to cover it, so you want it just to be just the right amount of distance from the neckline, which generally is about 2 inches, 2.5 inches. It can ultimately depend on your design, but for something like this that is square and even, that'll be the way to go. Okay, now just in case there was any shifting, you can always double check. Make sure everything looks nice and straight. You can go on the opposite side, have a look. And even since you've already taped it down, what you can do is always pull it off and have a look face to face, make sure it looks all good. And to me, it looks good, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thread this back on, and there's no worry because I've already heat taped them back into place. So we've already set our pressure, we've heat taped our artwork into place, so now is where these guys come in. So I'm gonna put this one at the end right here, and then we'll put this one to raise our right chest print first. So with our press set at 260 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and press this first part. All right, now let's go ahead and hot peel it. Perfect, there you go. Look at that, looks so good. So now what we're going to do is a quick post press just to lock it in. All right, so now let's go ahead and move over to our opposite side. So now I'm going to move this pad over here, bring this closer this way, and put this pad under here. Boom. Perfect. Again, putting that there so that the buttons don't melt. Let's go ahead and press this guy. All right, uphill with confidence. There you go. And now we do our post press. Which you only need to do for a couple seconds. Now we remove this bit. So now that we've done our right chest and left chest, we can go ahead and move on to the sleeve placement. So, same exact base idea, but now you're gonna take your sleeve. And what you can always use is the crease from the way it arrives when it's folded. That makes a perfect center marker for your sleeve for what's gonna be facing on the outside. So what we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna take this guy right here and you're gonna center it with that crease so that you have a nice print area, and you're gonna take your slack and put it underneath the press. And for something like this, you can close the press a little more since you're only working on this edge now. Now let's go ahead and grab our sleeve. I'll go ahead and place it right there. Center it just about 1/2 inch above the seam. Close your press and press at 260 degrees for 12 to 15 seconds. All right, hot peel. Look at that. To lock it in, go ahead and do a post press. And just like that, we've printed our sleeve. Look at that, looks so good. And we've done our left chest and right chest. Now up next, we'll show you how we can get rid of some of these press marks around here from lifting your press area, which is super easy, to be honest.
Now if you see these, don't panic. It's a quick and easy fix by using a steamer around the marks to recover the clean look. Focus on the press mark areas and you'll see those marks disappear before your eyes.